Hey y'all, thank you so much for joining me today. I feel like this video has been like a long time coming. It hasn't been that long, but it's been a few weeks. And this video has just kind of been a mess. This is like, there's so many things. I'll get to that in a minute. So many things I've wanted to cover. But I figured at this point it was just time to just start filming. Because otherwise I'll never get it done. As promised, if you watched my NYX advent calendar unboxing, I told you I would show you what I was wearing. So today I am wearing the Butter Gloss in Angel Food Cake. And I will keep trying to show you guys these as I wear them in videos. Also, one other thing is my husband's watching football in the living room, so if you hear game noises or yelling, sorry about that. So anyways, I am going to talk to you guys while making my homemade salsa because I'm just to the point that, like I said, I just kind of had to start filming. So let's adjust a little bit over here. Also, I would like to say that I'm fully aware that I'm wearing the weirdest outfit ever. I'm wearing like my workout clothes underneath my robe, but then I wanted to be cozy, so I put my robe on. This is my new one from FabFitFun. But then I got scared that I was going to get stuff on it, so I put this new apron on that I just got. But I also don't really want to get tomato splatters on my white apron, so I just don't really know. But I am making salsa down here. I'll kind of show you guys that as I go, but mostly this video is just a chatty video. So I had originally wanted to do like a decorate for Christmas with me video, but then I did one last year. It's not super great. I didn't have very good quality camera, but it was still kind of fun, you know, showed everything. Then this year I got COVID not long after Thanksgiving, actually like right after Thanksgiving, and definitely did not film when I was decorating for Christmas. I did not feel good in any way, and I was lucky I even decorated actually, because I just did not feel good. So one of the things I wanted to do in this video was show you a tour of my Christmas decorations, since you didn't get to hang out with me when I put them up, but I figured you guys might still want to see them. So I actually filmed my decorations last night so that I could show you, because I knew I was going to do this video today, and I wanted to be able to show you what they look like in the evening, because, you know, they're so much prettier in the dark. So I will add that in. I'm not sure if that's going to be like a while we're talking sort of thing, or if we will do that at the end. But you will get to see what my Christmas decorations look like. Okay, I got a little distracted there, and I'm not 100% sure where I left off. But essentially, what it comes down to is, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video has been very difficult for me to put together. Not because it's like hard to talk about or because it's like physically challenging, but just like mentally, it's been really hard. You know, I never got to do that first video that I wanted, and then I told you guys I would do like a show you Christmas decorations and talk about COVID. Now it is the 27th, 2 days after Christmas. We still haven't posted it. I'm hoping to like get this done today and like uploaded to you today. So that's my goal. If it's the 28th, I apologize. Today or tomorrow, this will be up. Yeah, it's just been a like really challenging video to get done. But I'm excited to finally be doing it. I had told you guys to send me comments about if you had any questions about COVID, because I had it, like I mentioned. And so I believe I only got one question, but let me check really quick. Okay, yes, my friend and Stitch Fix stylist Heather asked my one question. She said, "What was the first sign to you? Did you lose your taste and smell?" So I will go ahead and just launch into my COVID story, I guess, now. And I am still making my salsa, so I'm gonna just keep working on that while I talk. So it was the day after Thanksgiving. I had just spent the last day and a half on my feet, you know, baking, cooking, running around like a crazy person. So essentially, after all of that, Friday morning when I woke up, I just didn't feel super great the day after Thanksgiving. I had to work that day, but luckily I had decided to work from home. I had gotten approval to work from home that day, which turned out to be a really good thing in the long run. So that Friday morning, I was exhausted. My whole body hurt. I had a headache. I just had the most incredible fatigue I had ever had. I jokingly told James that I had the COVID. You know, I work in a really safe place in a healthcare facility. We take all the precautions we can, but it's always a risk, whether from each other or from patients. You never know. So, you know, I told him I've got the COVID, but we just kept going on with our lives. And so then the next day, Saturday, came around, and I still felt that way. I wasn't really having any other symptoms yet, but I was so tired. I felt like I was dying because I was so tired, and my body hurt. This right rotator cuff hurt. I've never injured my shoulder, but it ached. It just ached right here, and I was like, you know, we ask patients if they've had, you know, unusual muscle aches, unusual headache. I get headaches all the time, but this was persistent, just all day Friday, all day Saturday. Saturday night, I started feeling like I had a low-grade fever. Every time I took my temperature, it was in the high 98s or even into the 99s. And even though those aren't a fever, I just felt wrong. Have you guys ever used one of these garlic presses? They are so awesome. So by the end of Saturday night, I really knew something was wrong. And Sunday morning, I woke up and I told James, I was like, I think I have COVID. I hurt still after days. I'm so tired. I just kept feeling like I had a fever. Everything was wrong. So I decided to call my company's caregiver health and see about going to get tested. Really quick. These are old jalapenos that I bought a week ago, and these are new serrano peppers that I just bought. And I think I'm gonna put one of these old jalapenos and then one serrano pepper in my salsa. The jalapenos aren't holding up super great, but serranos are pretty spicy. So I did a little bit of research into what my employee health required as far as getting tested. I mean, I already knew that with symptoms I had to get tested. Oh, that's right. I just remembered the other thing I had was my throat when I woke up Sunday morning was so scratchy. Oh, it hurt. And it just felt different. It didn't feel like when you wake up in the morning and it's a little dry and cold and your throat kind of is sore. It hurt. So with those symptoms, knowing that I was going to need to get tested to go to work, I called and they sent me to the local hospital for self-testing. I was pretty nervous about that, to be honest. I had to watch a video and then stick the swab up both of my nostrils all by myself, but it went okay. You know, I made sure that I was completely ready before I got there. I watched the video, and so the only hard part was finding the right place. I drove around forever trying to find the spot I had to go to. But once I got there, I swabbed myself, and based on the symptoms I was having, I knew that I was going to have a second test anyways if the first was negative. So I figured that I would, if my first one was negative, if I screwed it up, then I would have to go get a second one, and then if it was positive, it'd be fine. If it was negative, I could go back to work. Okay, so I did that. I went home, and that night, so I started feeling achy Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday night, I woke up, I think it was like 2 a.m. with a fever. I went and did my temperature, and it was, I think it was 101.4. It was very high, and that was super uncomfortable. So I went and I tried to take a shower, like a cool shower. I tried to drink some cool liquid. I took some medicine. Nothing would get it down. So finally, I think I got down to like 100 something, and I just went back to sleep. I didn't know what else to do. Quick taste test. Okay, the sauce is finished, so I'm taking a quick break over here. I was getting way too distracted trying to do both at the same time today. So after I went back to sleep, and then I woke up Monday morning after Thanksgiving, I took my temperature and it was still in the hundreds. I had not received a call from my caregiver health yet, but I knew that I could check my results on our portal. So I pulled it up and there was nothing, but I just kept checking. And I think it was around 9 or 10 in the morning that I saw the results came back positive. It was the weirdest experience because, like I told you, I knew I had it. Like, I knew, like, this isn't right, something feels wrong. I was telling my husband I had it. But then, like, actually getting the results, I was like, I'm COVID positive. What? Oh my gosh, it was crazy. And you know, the whole time James had been like, nah, you probably don't have it, like, whatever. And so then we were both like, oh my gosh, we have the COVID. He hadn't really fully started showing symptoms yet. I think it was Sunday that he really kind of started to, and then Monday, Tuesday, he got all of the symptoms. By Monday, I was a wreck. My throat felt like somebody had like jammed a hot poker down it, and I felt like I couldn't even get out of bed. I could barely eat. I was nauseous. I am pretty sure that over the course of like the 2 weeks, I had every single symptom one day or another. It was horrible. The only one I actually didn't really get, Heather, was losing my sense of smell and taste. I definitely felt like while I was sick, my taste was altered, but not necessarily any different than like when you get a cold and things just taste a little different. Like, that was, at first I thought I was losing it because things tasted different, but it never fully went away. So that was a super weird one. Overall, like the entire experience, I would say the actual symptoms and sickness didn't feel any worse than any other like cold or flu I've had, to be honest. But the entire experience, I would say, was worse. I've never had like that many symptoms in the same time frame. I've never had any sickness like last for as long. So I was able to return to work after 10 days, and that's like the standard, and I still wasn't feeling great. I returned after 11 days. I feel like that's the weirdest part, is the fact that in some ways it was better than any other cold and flu, and in other ways it was so much worse. You know, after having it, you know, this entire quarantine, this entire time that COVID has been around, My husband and I have been really trying to be careful, but actually having it definitely just gave us an entire new view on it. It just made us realize, like, you know, for being, you know, in our late 20s, 30, for being not super healthy, but like, probably like a medium for average people nowadays, how hard it hit us was really like crazy. So first, I was having some tightness in my chest, where when I got up and walked too much, my chest just felt like I could barely breathe. I was trying to use my inhaler a little bit. Luckily that went away after a couple days and never progressed. And the one thing that I didn't have to deal with too much was congestion. James, on the other hand, didn't really have as much tightness in the chest at first, but then his lungs just went to crap. He had so much congestion. After our like 14 days was over, the kind of typical quarantines that he kind of tried to follow, since he works from home anyways, he tried to go for a run and like felt like he was literally dying. And even now, you know, it's been a month since we first started feeling symptoms, and we still don't feel 100%. I feel like every day that passes by, my brain feels clearer, my body feels more stable. But I think now, a month later, it's getting to the point where it's really hard to differentiate between what is still COVID and what is something else. Like, are we still experiencing long-lasting effects from the COVID, or are we just being unhealthy because we've been sick for so long? You know, it's just been really hard to kind of figure out, like, are we recovered? Are we not? It's been the weirdest experience. So I think that's the end of my COVID talk. See there, I'm still a little not quite right. But anyways, like I said, I think that's the end of all of that. That's pretty much the whole story of me getting it. We did not test James. We went back and forth several times on whether or not we should, but ultimately he got sick just a few days after me, had pretty much all the same symptoms, and so he chose to just quarantine for those 14 days. Since we knew I was positive, it was pretty much guaranteed that he was. So yeah, that was what it was like for us to have COVID. If you have any further questions, I could always plug a couple answers into a later video, or even just into the comments below. Feel free to do that. But otherwise, let's go ahead and move on to other things for the day. I still want to show you our Christmas decorations, and I don't know, more to come.
Kinda cold, but you know you've got a hand to hold. Come along out and play. What a wonderful day. Your white cheeks are so hard to resist. Those red lips are longing for a kiss. Come along out and play. What a wonderful day. Christmas is almost here. Let's toast to a very good year. It's just you and me, chilling right under the tree. Stay outdoors, a different kind of date. I'm all yours and I can hardly wait. Come along, start the show, having fun in the snow. Your white smile is brightening up my day. Your blonde hair out of a fairy tale. Come along, start the show, having fun in the snow. Christmas is almost here. Let's toast to a very is almost here. Let's toast to a very good year. It's just you and me, chilling right under the tree. Chilling right under the tree. Oh, we're chilling right under the tree. Chilling right under the tree.
The Christmas lights fill the city. There are people everywhere. The snow is falling white and pretty as I stroll on my way to you. How will you feel about packing?
Well, this kind of ended up being a weird day. I am definitely not getting this vlog posted today, so it will be tomorrow, the 28th. I started putting my Christmas decorations away, and then I just didn't get as much done today as I wanted besides that. So overall, that is the end. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope that you enjoyed this weird impromptu random vlog, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.
For my own this Christmas, let the others miss us. Let's go get snow.